There's the bomb. All gates swing open. Out of the pre-dawn darkness, in lines 50 blocks long, racing fans pour onto the infield. They start at dawn to put up their own grandstands, and in a couple of hours, they're ready. There's some pretty good mechanics in the crowd, too. But there's still time for breakfast, once over lightly, and a chance to catch up on some sleep in the warm early morning sun. Yes, life, it's wonderful. You can say that again. Everybody is going to the biggest picnic in the world. They weigh fried chicken by the ton at Indianapolis. From the control point high on the pagoda, Speedway officials and state police check traffic in and around the track. More than a ton of lost belongings will turn up here tomorrow, and 60 children will get lost in the crowd. We're looking north from the air. The green patch on the right is a 9-hole golf course right next to the back straightaway. On the left is the main straightaway, the pits, garages, and the starting line. The first turn is in the left-hand corner. Here come the cars, crews, and drivers out of the garages to their pits. The official Dodge moves out on the track. There's Vuki's car. Here's Harry Stevens with the 3 Bardol entries. All 33 cars line the pit wall from the pagoda down in order of qualifying speed. McGrath's number 2 is the first in line. It's in the pits where the race can be won or lost, and some crews run a last-minute practice pit stop. The Purdue University band parades down the straightaway bricks with almost 200,000 race fans looking on. Out of the pits to the starting line. But it's more than just a car that these crews are pushing into position. There's months of work and sleepless nights and hopes. There's disappointment and success. Every member of the crew has his hands on the car, and if he could push it to the winner's circle, he would. 5 minutes before the start, and Bill Vukovich can smile. Manny Aiello is ready. Fred Agabashian protects himself against the roar of wide-open engines. Art Cross takes in the sun, which Jack McGrath shuts out with his dark goggles. There's Troy Ruttman, winner in 1952. And there's Marie Wilson, the girl who will plant a kiss on the winner. There go the balloons, time-honored tradition preceding starting engines. Its hands as a signal that the car is ready. The Dodge pace car rolls out, and the field is away. They're off. McGrath roars away, cutting across the field to first place. Thompson at 43 is right behind him, and Bryan in number 9 is third. Through the second turn, they're stringing out and settling into the groove. Out of the third turn, McGrath starts to move. Bryan is now second. Putting it all the way, McGrath rides high coming out of the straightaway, then slices down to kiss the white line on the second time around. Troy Ruttman, 500 winner 2 years ago, charges his number 34 into 7th place. Cross and Hanks lead Bill Vukovich down the chute. Vukovich has worked his way from 19th position to 9th. Ruttman, going at a 138-mile-an-hour clip, takes third as he fights for his car owner's bonus of $1,000 for each lap he leads before the 20th. Vukovic in 14 pushes hard to pass Sam Hanks, national champion, but Hanks in the Bardol Special holds him off. Just look at those boys drive. Ruttman pits on the 19th lap, leaving Bryan and number 9 alone to chase McGrath, now doing 138.8 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour better than any previous record for 20 laps. Vukovic is now 6th. Bob Scott, hard luck driver, bumped in the hectic scramble of last-minute qualifying, stands by Parsons' pit as relief. His hands itch to get on the wheel. McGrath blazes through the 29th lap at 140 5/10 miles an hour. Fantastic. Bryan pits on lap 31 after trailing McGrath for 75 miles. Daywalt, number 19, takes second, battling Sam Hanks. Art Cross passes high on the north turn. Here's McGrath on lap 44. He cut through traffic on the first 40 laps at 138 miles an hour. 4 miles an hour better than the old record. He covered the 100 miles in 43 1/2 minutes and earned himself $6,600 in lap prizes for leading all the way. Bryan, with an early pit stop, takes first. Parsons in number 15 is 3 seconds back. McGrath is third, and Vukovic right behind moves into fourth. Johnny Parsons stalls, leaving his pit after a stop on the 79th lap. AAA rules require a car to be started in its pits. Parsons, winner in 1951, gives way for relief driver Bob Scott, who gets his big chance. But Scott has no better luck than Parsons. Number 15 stalls again, and it's out of the race. McGrath and Bryan tangle for first place. Vukovic, now third, is riding 9 seconds behind the leaders. Bryan pits for the second time on the 87th lap, and it's McGrath who grabs the lead. Bryan is losing time, and he hasn't any time to lose. Away in 41 seconds, but enough to drop him to fourth. McGrath and Vukovic a split second apart. On the 92nd lap, they head down the stretch. Here they come. And Vukovic grabs the lead. Bryan in 9 and Daywalt in 19 battle for third place. On the 101st lap, McGrath pits the second time. At the halfway mark, 31 cars of the starting field of 33 are still racing. Vukovic keeps a heavy foot on the throttle of number 14 as McGrath's crew works on the car. Daywalt pits with a loose hood fastener. Man, he wants to go. At the halfway mark, McGrath was only 7 seconds behind Vukovic. Now, with 2 pit stops to Vuki's 1, every second counts. He's rolling. No, McGrath stalls. He waits helplessly, and Vukovic keeps whipping along. McGrath is on his way after a heartbreaking 1 minute 48 second stop. Daywalt still in his pit. And he gets away, a young man in a big hurry. Tony Bettenhausen is through. A burned out bearing sends him straight to the garage. The 4th car out of the race. Fire in the pits. Fumes of highly explosive fuel and hot exhaust pipes are a dangerous combination. This one is quickly brought under control. Jimmy Daywalt in number 19 brushes the wall on the north turn and spins across the track. Number 38 with Pat Flaherty driving skids out to avoid a collision. No serious damage, but both are out of the race. The warning signal goes out as the track is cleared and they're rolling again. Vukovic in number 14 holding first. Bryan in number 9 passes the straggler and holds second. McGrath moves up to third. Art Cross comes in with his hand on his head, meaning get this boy out of here. It's a tough race, but even tougher to ask for relief. Johnny Parsons takes over in number 45. Cross was running third and driving a terrific race when he came in. After 300 miles, Vukovic is still holding first. Bryan is now 20 seconds behind him. Sam Hanks has had to drop out of number 1 because of the heat. Sam had his foot jammed to the firewall all afternoon. In spite of a blistered heel, he can still smile. Vukovic brings in number 14 for his second pit stop on lap 128. His pit is blocked by another car, but his crew set him right and go to work. Vuki came in 20 seconds ahead of Brian, but there goes Brian in number 9. It's his turn to take back the lead. Vuki rolls 40 seconds behind Brian and 70 laps to go. Brian, with another pit stop coming up, tries to fatten his lead, but Vukovic gains 1/4 of a second each lap. Bill Vandewater, official starter, signals a pass with the move-over flag. Vukovic roars into the lead in lap 149 as Brian pits for the third time. Brian tears away from the pit wall. He's 16 seconds behind Vuki with 50 laps to go. Vuki's crew signaled him to hold his lead, but play it safe. Not Vuki, he's still charging. Brian comes blazing down the straightaway. He's not giving up. 42 seconds ahead, Vuki stretches his lead as storm clouds darken the sky. Only 30 laps to go. Vuki's crew try to slow him down by hanging out the easy sign. Number 35 gets away from Pat O'Connor. The caution signal goes on and stays on for 4 laps. Visibility is cut and gusts of wind make high speeds dangerous. Jim Rathman slides for life. One of Vukovic's crew runs out on the track to help, but Jim's all right and makes it under his own power to the pits. Bill Vandewater warns the field with a yellow flag. Look at those skid marks. With Vukovic still ahead and setting new speed records, Marie Wilson heads for victory lane. At lap 194, Vukovic has a full lap lead over Brian. 4 laps to go. Vuki's wife takes her place in victory lane. Lap 198, and Vuki's anxious crew is still trying to slow him down. In 1952, Vukovic rammed the wall 9 laps from victory. He's coming down the chute on the last lap. The checkered flag, Bill Vukovic wins. He took the checker only 70 seconds in front of second place Brian and 79 seconds ahead of third place McGrath. Vuki made only 2 pit stops, as against 3 for Brian and McGrath. The margin of victory was in the pits. And a big hug and a kiss go to mechanics Frank Kuhn, Jim Travers, and Jack Buckley from Vuki's wife. Vuki takes a triumphal turn down the straightaway to victory lane. Here he is, and his crew is still trying to slow him down. This is the end of the ride, and a great ride it was, too. 500 miles in 3 hours, 47 minutes, at an average speed of 130.84 miles per hour. A new record in a race that saw more new records than any other 500.